Hello friends and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So like you all know that in the previous videos we have covered up many of the things using C++ language, and I hope you enjoyed all the videos which we have covered up yet in our tutorial series of C++. So like in the previous video I have told you that how to add two numbers in C++, and now in this video we will be learning that how to generate random numbers in C++, because we all know that like what are random numbers, like the numbers which you are writing randomly, that are called random numbers. But now we will be seeing in this video that how we can generate those random numbers and we can get the output by running them in our terminal or in the console of C++ which you are working with. So I hope you will be enjoying this video from start, in which we will be learning that how to generate random numbers in C++. So if you enjoy this video and if you understand how to generate random numbers here in C++, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I'll be uploading on this channel. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's get started. So now here we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today in this video I'll be telling you that how you can generate random numbers in C++. So first of all, if we talk about that what are random numbers, so basically you can use the rand function found in the std means library to generate a random number. It is just saying me that if you want to generate random number in C++, so for that you can use this rand function, and you can also use this std library to generate a random number. So here is the example that how you can use this rand function here. So first of all you need to use this count, and after that you need to add these less than signs, and after that we will be adding our rand function so that we can add random numbers. And to get more control over the random number, for example, if you only want a random number between 0 and 100, you can use the following formula. It is just telling me that if you want to like have more control over the random numbers, like if I want to generate a random number between 0 and 100, so how you can do that? So first of all you need to create an integer, because random numbers will be integer, so that's why I'll be creating this integer type. And after that I will be writing random num, which will be our string name. You can give any of the name to your string, it's your choice here. Like in this case I am giving the string name as random num, and after that I will be writing the rand function here, which we will be using to generate random numbers. And I will be just adding this percent sign with 101, so that it will be showing me number less than 101, means 0 till 100, it will be showing me random numbers. And when you will be adding this count random num, and when you will be returning the value as 0, and when you will be running these things here, so in the output you will be getting a random number. It will be one random number which you will be getting, but it will be between 0 and 100. And when you will be running your command again and again, this command, when you will be running same command again and again, you will be seeing different outputs in your terminal, because you will be getting random number every time when you will be running this program or when you will be running this code here. So now here one note is also written. So it is saying me that the examples above just outputs a random number once. They don't output different random numbers each time the program runs. To fix this, you can use the srand function and the addTime function from the ctime library. This will generate a random number from 0 to 100 each time the program runs. So it is just saying me that, like I've told you, when you will be running your program again and again, or when you will be running this code again and again, you will be getting a different output in your terminal. But when you will be running this command, you will be not getting that. Means you will be getting only one random number, which when you will be running again, you will be getting the same random number which you are getting first time printed. You will be getting same that number printed again and again when you will be running your program. But if you want that I am running the program again and again, so I want that it should be printing me a different random number again and again when I am printing my code or my program which I am just writing here. So for that you need to use this srand function, and with that you need to use this time function from ctime library, so that when you will be running your program again and again, you should be getting a different random number, but it will be between 0 and 100, because I am using %101 and I am just printing the number between 0 and 100. So when you will be running this program again and again with this code, so you will be getting one output printed again and again. But when you will be using this srand and addTime function, so from that you will be getting different output again and again, but it will be between 0 and 100, and it will be a random number, not a string value. And this is the example that how you can add these things and how you can get again and again a different number. So now what I'm going to do is, first of all we will be using this example here, which is this one, because first of all we need to see that if I'm running this program or if I'm running this code, so I'm getting a random number printed in my output or not. So what I'm going to do is I'll be just copying this example from here and I will be opening my Google Chrome, and after that I will be moving on to my Replit IDE, because you all know that in the previous videos as well, when we were just working on C++, we were using this library here. So I will be just moving on to this library and I will be just logging out with the account. So you can just log in with different accounts if you have created, or you can also just sign up with a guest account as well if you want to. But on the first account, you can only create 3 REPLs. You can do one thing, like if you don't want to purchase it or if you don't want to buy this thing, so you can just use like a random one REPL and then you can use it again and again in the videos, and that's the way to use this Replit here. So what I'm going to do is I'll be just opening my Replit IDE, and after that I have opened my REPL as well in it. And then in the previous video I was just telling you that how you can add 2 numbers, and in this video we are just understanding that how to generate random numbers in C++. So I'll be writing how to generate random numbers in C++, and I'll be just pressing enter. This is not the big deal to create or generate random numbers. We will be just using the same thing as we were using in the previous video, but the code and the tags which we are adding will be in a different way. So I will be just now first of all adding include IOStream. Like you all know that this is the starting code of every C++ file which we create, and after that I will be adding using namespace std init main I am adding, so that I can use this class to add all my C++ code which I want to add, or you can use some different class name as well. But in C++ when you are using a class, so the first class which you are using will be as named as main. You can use a different name as well, but I think when you will be using it you will be getting an error, so that's why we will be using the init main class here, and then I will be pasting all the things which we have copied. So now in the comment you can see the comment which we are getting above this code. It's saying me that generate a random number between 0 and 100, means when you will be running this command you will be getting a random number printed in the output, but it will be between 0 and 100. So what I'm going to do is now I will be just running it to check what output I'm getting here. So I will be running this. So now the output which we are getting here in the terminal is 32, and if I run it again, so you will be seeing that again we will be getting the same output here. If I run it, you can just see I'm running again and again and again and again, I'm getting the same output 32. It's a random value, but you can just see that only 32 is printed, not other values are being printed which is between 0 and 100, because we have used this random you can say a random program which we are here to create, and by creating this program we should be getting a different output again and again which will be between 0 and 100, but we are only getting this 32 printed. Because we are only getting this 32 printed, like I've told you that we are not using here crand and the ctime function which we have to use, so we need to use that things here to get different output again and again which will be between 0 and 100. But if I remove this thing from here and then if I run it, so you can just see we are not getting anything here. But if I press Ctrl Z and if I just again run this thing, so now you will be seeing we will be getting a different output here printed. So you can just see again we are getting 32, and why we are getting it, because we are again printing the same thing and we are not printing that ctime and the crand function. So we need to print that so that we can get a different output in our terminal again and again when we were pressing this run button or when we are running it in any terminal which we are working with. So what I'm going to do is now I will be moving on to my Word document, and now I will be copying this example from which I should be getting a random number from 0 to 100, but each time the program runs it will be a different number. So I will be just copying this here, and now I will be moving on to my Google Chrome again, and then I will be in the place of this I will be pasting this thing here. After printing this, now the thing which we have changed here, like all the things are same, but now we have added here srand time 0. Now if we just move on to its comment, like what the comment says here, so get a different random number each time the program runs. So it will be showing me a different random number each time when we will be running this program. And the other thing which it is saying me that generate a random number between 0 and 100, and that's a simple thing like we are writing here. If you want to add like the number should be printing between 0 till 200, so you can just change this value to 201 so that you can get the value printed between 0 and 200. So what I'm going to do is now I will be running this again to check what output I'm getting here. If I run it, you can just see we are getting output 90 printed. But if I just run it again, so we should be again getting 90 like we were getting when we were running this thing. So we were getting 32, and when I was just running again and again we were getting the same output 32 printed. But if I run it again, you should be seeing that we are not getting 90 as the output again, because it is changing my random number again and again in the output which I am getting here. If I run it again, you can just see now we are getting 74 if I run it. Now it's 91. If I run it again, it's 23. If I run it 1, then it is 30, then it's 72. So it is printing me a different random number each time when I'm running this program. And why it is doing that? Because I'm using this srand and this time function, which is being imported from ctime library, and this is the way to use it. And remember one thing, like we are using Replit ID, that's why these things are working. But if you are using this time function and this srand function, so for that you need to import ctime library as well, and to import it you need to add the header file of the ctime like this. You have to write include, and then you need to write like this ctime, so that you can work with it. In Replit it is working because it is an online IDE, but if you're using any offline IDE like VS Code, or if you're using Atom, Sublime Text, like these libraries, so there you need to include this ctime header file first of all, and then you can use this srand and time function, so that when you are running your numbers in the terminal, you are getting a different output each time, like I'm getting here when I'm just running it. So this is the way to generate random numbers in C++. So the first way, you can use it to generate a one random number, and when you will be running that, so you will be getting a same output again and again. And this is the second way to print random numbers different time, or you can just say different time random numbers you can create when you are running your terminal or when you are running these numbers in the console. So I hope you understand how you can generate random numbers in C++ and what is the way to generate it, what are the tags and code which we are using to create these random numbers or to generate the random numbers in C++. So if you have understand this video and if you enjoyed that how we are creating these random numbers and generating that in the output, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I'll be uploading on this channel. So now I'll be meeting you next tutorial or in next project of C++ from start. So for today, goodbye.